Monday Night Raw kicked off in a hot way with CM Punk starting in the middle of the ring with his legs crossed, world title in hand, and microphone in hand as well. And he talks about Houston's wrestling history and legendary figures that has had, and he says he is done holding back. He brings up how Roman attacked him recently with Cousins, but says he got revenge last week by putting him through a table, by basically crippling him, and is not afraid of him. And then Punk stands up and gets real personal. I'm joking. But he explains why Roman hates Punk, and it's because he is real self-made. Well, Roman Reigns is manufactured, protected, and handed opportunities. He calls Roman Reigns a Nepo baby who only succeeded because his family and the WWE backing, and criticizes Roman Reigns for rarely showing up, coasting on his status and being chosen by the company because he's safe and boring. Punk's contrast that with himself, saying he's dangerous, unpredictable, and earned everything the hard way. So yeah, and then Punk goes to the outside, leaves his title here, and doesn't pick it back up for the rest of the night. He leaves it right there, takes his jacket off, gets on this table, and starts talking. Then he brings up Pat McAfee. Yep, he brings him up. He brings Pat McAfee up, calling him a buggy, whipped arm, no brain hillbilly. And says that he's an outsider that doesn't belong in wrestling, and says that McAfee talks big about business and ticket sales without even showing it, and he says that McAfee better call his agent up and demand for the. After Punk finished talking about Roman Reigns, he goes straight after Pat McAfee, calling him an outsider who does not belong in wrestling, and talks big about business and ticket sales without ever showing it, and says that he better call his agent, and putting him in that and he better call his agent. Then Punk shifts from Roman Reigns to Pat McAfee, saying Pat McAfee's an outsider who does not belong in wrestling, and says McAfee talks big about business and ticket sales without showing it, and says that McAfee better call up his agent for putting him in that position, and should tell his agent to lower ticket sales, to lower ticket prices, because Punk wants to see every single one of these people here where CM Punk beats Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. So this promo was absolutely crazy, and Punk finished off the promo saying he is CM Punk, and he approves this message. So CM Punk completely went off the rails and hit a pipe bomb on the beginning of Monday Night Raw, basically calling out TKO, what's his face? CEO of TKO, Ari Emanuel, aka Pat McAfee's agent. So, yeah. He also called out Vince McMahon in this as well, but I don't think that's really as important as calling out the real villain in this entire story, which is TKO. And I think it's funny that CM Punk mentioned lower ticket prices because that's never really been mentioned on WWE television about lowering ticket sales. But this promo and Cody's promo on SmackDown I'm convinced that Triple H had told both of these men, you know what, say what you want to say, because Triple H is letting his soldiers say what I feel like creative feels like they feel like right now, and CM Punk and Cody Rhodes are saying it, but CM Punk said it way better than Cody, which I think is funny. So it's basically CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes against TKO. So yeah, that was very crazy, and I can't believe he said that. And that's just like, it's mind-boggling. What just happened? It happened. So yeah, it's crazy. But the Vision came out with IShowSpeed with LA Knight coming out to have a match with Austin Theory. Austin Theory got hit with a crazy jumping neck breaker, then another one, and I think it's a suplex too. Then Logan Paul pushes IShowSpeed into LA Knight, and LA Knight tries to go after him, and then the Usos come out. IShowSpeed jumps over LA Knight, tries to go into the other cross of the ring, but gets pulled from LA Knight. But then LA Knight gets rolled up by Austin Theory. Austin Theory wins the match. Then, I'm joking, no. LA Knight The Vision come out with Speed, and then LA Knight came out and have his match with Austin Theory, where LA Knight hit a beautiful jumping neck breaker, and then he hits another one, I believe. What is this? Is this just the same thing? I don't really know. Then Speed gets pushed into LA Knight, then LA Knight goes after him. When Speed gets to the ramp, the Usos come out, jumps over LA Knight, then slides into the ring, goes to the other side of the ring. Logan Paul pulls him over. Logan Paul gets on the apron. Then LA Knight takes out Logan Paul. This allows Austin Theory to roll up LA Knight for the 1, 2, 3. And Austin Theory got away, leaving the Usos and LA Knight in the ring with Speed. And Jay got in his face, blah, 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 blah. Tries to throw him at the ropes for a 1D. Then Logan Paul pulls him out, saving him. And LA Knight grabs the microphone, calling out Adam Pearce and telling him that he wants a match at WrestleMania. And it's official. It will be the Usos and LA Knight taking on The Vision and Speed. So, that should be a fun match to watch. Then, Michael Cole says that he has opinions about the McAfee stuff, but he doesn't actually talk about it. And I want to hear what your opinions are, Cole. Anyway, they officially put Pat McAfee in the graphic of Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. Also, I'll get to that later. But here's the graphic. It's not good, man. It's not good. But Finn Balor came out for his match against JD McDonagh, except he got jumped by Dominic Mysterio, getting kicked in the face. Then Finn Balor fought out, pitting him with punches. Then Evan knocked JD funny, sending him into the LED ring post, then going after him, throwing Dom in the ring, hitting a big clothesline, then stomps, all that stuff, even throwing JD back outside the ring, and then getting clocked upside the head with the AAA Mega Championship by Dom. Dom gets handed a chair and starts whacking on him, and again, and then even started sitting on him as well, leaving JD McDonagh and Dominic Mysterio standing tall. Then the interview Michael Cole was trying to give to AJ Lee got interrupted by Becky Lynch. So, yeah. Also, your eyebrows look different, Becky. Then Bayley comes out to face Lash Legend as the Lash Legend throws Bayley outside the ring. Then we see Bayley starts whamming on Lash Legend, but as Bayley went for something. She got hit with a big forearm out of the sky. The big leg drop to Lash Legend in the back of the neck, and then a little elbow drop to the back. Then Lash got flung into the LED ring post. Then Lyra got hit by Nia Jax into the hardest part of the ring. Then Charlexa comes out, jumps on Nia, and they start attacking Nia. And then a big dodge to the outside from Bayley to them. Then as Bayley went to the top rope, she got hit with a big punch to the face. And then whatever happened, Bayley reversed into like a crossbody thing where Lyra Valkyria held down Lash Legend's foot and helped Bayley win the match, and Bayley won the match. Why did you do that? Why did you do that? Then Seth Rollins comes out. Oh boy. Then Seth Rollins comes out. Oh, no, 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 no. Then Seth Rollins comes out, cuts a promo to Houston saying he's happy that after 6 months that he's back and wants Houston to sing his song. And then he gets in the ring saying he has a match with Gunther in less than 2 weeks. And doesn't understand why Gunther is helping Paul Heyman because he did, this is not going to go well. Seth Rollins comes out and grabs the microphone and says he's happy he's back for the first time in 6 months and wants the crowd to sing his song, and then gets back in the ring and says in less than 2 weeks he has a match with Gunther at WrestleMania, but doesn't understand why Gunther is helping Paul Heyman because he doesn't have a personal problem with Gunther, and Gunther doesn't have anything to do with Paul Heyman. But Seth Rollins has came to a conclusion saying that Gunther wants a working relationship, business relationship with Paul Heyman, and that's why Paul Heyman is doing that, because if Seth wants to kill the Vision, Seth would rather face Braun Breaker, but Braun Breaker's on the shelf. Bronson Reed, but Bronson Reed's on the shelf. And Logan Paul and Austin Theory, well, they're getting beaten up by the Samoans, so they're fine. But then he handed Oba Femi on a silver platter to he handed Brock Lesnar on a silver platter to Oba Femi, leaving Paul Heyman all alone, but then blah, 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 blah. But all of a sudden, Gunther tries to hit a sleeper hold on Seth, but Seth Rollins hit his own sleeper hold, but it got reversed, sending Seth out the ring. Then Seth went for a stomp, then hits Gunther with a boot. Big dodge to the outside. Then Gunther catches Rollins, throwing him to the announcer's table. And then immediately Seth jumps back on him, punching him all over and stuff. Then Gunther hits a big boot on Seth, sending him out. And then Seth Rollins wants more from Gunther, but Gunther doesn't want any more. Then Gunther walks to the back, meets Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman explains he doesn't understand why Gunther is doing all this, but he owes Gunther a big, big thank you. But Gunther smiles, shakes his hand, and then gets him very close and personal, saying that he owes him a lot more than a thank you, and walks away. And the only logical conclusion this means is that it's going to be Brock Lesnar versus Gunther at SummerSlam 2026. If Gunther wins, he takes another career. I think Gunther's retiring Brock Lesnar. I think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen. Penta comes out, Javon comes out, and then Los Americanos comes out. And they had a fired six-man tag team match on Monday Night Raw with Los Americanos doing their tag team moves on to Dragon Lee. Then we see this. I don't even know what this was. I don't really know. I think it was something cool. And we see Kofi Kingston watching from the outside. Then we see El Grande Americano and Javon lighted up in the ring with El Grande doing this little hand thing. I really know. And Los Americanos just grabbing Penta and Dragon Lee from the apron. And then they do their little dances and poses until they get hit with a big crossbody. And then we see Dragon Lee and Penta hit a double super kick on, I believe, let me see their mask. I believe that is Ryo. Ryo gets hit with the double super kick by them. Then Javon goes flying onto Ryo. Bravo gets hit by Dragon Lee. And then El Grande Americano gets hit with Penta. And they start doing Penta's little dance. And then after commercial break, we see a big enziguri to the side of the head from to Ryo El Grande Americano. And then a classic Penta reverse sling blade, whatever you would call that. And then Bravo gets a knee to the back with a nasty DDT. Then a springboard outside of the ring, crossbody to El Grande Americano. Big drop kick to Ryo. And then as Ryo was about to get hit with a Styles Clash from Dragon Lee, Bravo pulls him out of the ring, but he gets hit with a I don't really know what he was, but he got hit with something. Then Penta breaks up the pin from Bravo, and then a big corkscrew enziguri from Javon to El Grande Americano, and then when Javon went from the cutter, he got hit by Ryo in the back of the head. Then Ryo got flung into the turnbuckle, and then it gets stomped by the chest by Dragon Lee into a nasty Styles Clash by Dragon Lee, but El Grande Americano breaks up the pin with a kick to the back. Then a big super kick by Penta to Ryo, and we see Dragon Lee do a crazy Hurricane Rana over to El Grande Americano. Then nasty hardest part of the ring Mexican Destroyer to Ryo, and then a crazy super cutter from Javon to Bravo for the 1, the 2, and the 3, and Penta, Dragon Lee, and Javon wins the match. But Rey Mysterio comes out, grabs the microphone, and says that the ladder match at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental Championship will be one of the biggest matches, if not one of the best matches of all, ladder matches of all time ever, and says that there is one person missing from the ladder match, and that is Rey Mysterio. And Rey Mysterio has announced that he will be part of WrestleMania this year in the Intercontinental Championship ladder match. And Rey, I'm surprised you're doing this, I won't lie. Surprised. And all 4 men get their hands raised. And here's another graphic they changed again. They changed this graphic again. I understand. With Pat McAfee in it. This is disgusting. Also, Pat, do never shave. Never shave ever. Ever. Also, has announced that on Cody Rhodes' podcast, Triple H will be there. So that's very, very interesting. Very interesting. Depending on when this was recorded, if it was after the SmackDown thing, if it was like sometime during this weekend, I don't know when this was recorded, but hopefully, if this was recorded at some time after, what's it called? SmackDown, then I am interested to see where this podcast goes. I'm interested. Anyway, Io Sky comes out, Rhea Ripley comes out, Jade Cargill's faction comes out, and Rhea Ripley just throws Michin over the top rope, getting hit with a nasty boot, but this allowed B-Fab to take advantage and doing a little pull hair tug type move to Rhea Ripley, and then getting hit with a DDT. Then Io Sky hits both Michin and B-Fab with a nasty missile drop kick and a crazy dive to the outside on both women. Then B-Fab takes out Rhea Ripley, allowing both B-Fab and Michin to hit on Io, and the referee holding back Rhea Ripley, trying to say, blah, 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 look at them. And then, as the referee was distracted by Michin and all them stuff, we saw Jade Cargill hit Rhea Ripley from behind and throws her into the steel steps. And by the way, what is Jade Cargill wearing, bro? If this is fashion, then fashion is very ugly. I'm gonna say it. All fashion's ugly. Like, you see some of the stuff I see Kai Cenat wear, or any other people, like especially these celebrities. I don't know what they're wearing. Like, this is very ugly. Just wear sweatpants. Like, I've never seen anything more. You know why? I don't know why people think that looks good, because it doesn't. Fashion is ugly. Like, what are they wearing? Like, why is it? That's disgusting. It looks too big. This is nasty too. I don't understand how people think that looks good. People have terrible taste. I just wear sweatpants and a t-shirt. That's literally the best looking thing you could ever wear. I'm like, what? Then Michin goes for a spear, but gets hit with a thrown into the LED ring post. And then B-Fab gets rolled up by Io Sky for the 1-2-3. Then Jade Cargill hits Io from behind, and then, of course, they jump Io. Then, of course, Rhea Ripley goes into the save, hits Michin with a headbutt, but gets taken out with a big pump kick by Jade Cargill. And Jade Cargill has her faction hold Rhea Ripley back as she just lays in the Kendall shots to Io Sky into a jaded and then, we see Rhea console Io Sky. So, yeah. Anyway, WWE has teased the Demon at WrestleMania. Yeah, they really want to sell these tickets, huh? Anyway, we see a Judgment Day Clubhouse segment where we have Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan talk. Liv Morgan asks Roxanne Perez if Roxanne's still with the Judgment Day, since Finn brought Roxanne into the Judgment Day, so they're making sure that they're all on the same page. But I'm not sure anymore, because we see Stephanie McMahon just absolutely mollywop Liv Morgan straight in the back of the head, leading Roxanne Perez getting headbutted straight in the face, and then she got thrown straight in the TV, which I'm pretty sure the TV sparked. Like, there were sparks that came out of the TV after Rhea Ripley, or after, Stephanie McMahon threw Liv Morgan into the TV. I'm not sure that's okay. I'm just not sure. Anyway, Paul Triple H Levesque comes out with Adam Pearce to do the contract signing with Oba Femi. Then we see Adam Pearce grab the microphone and says, for the past couple of weeks, Brock, they've been building towards a massive WrestleMania showdown, a clash of heavyweight titans. Brock Lesnar and Obafemi. And before that, Paul Heyman interrupts, saying his name is Paul Heyman, and dismisses Adam Pearce, and says that this is going to be the biggest WrestleMania match maybe of all time. And then the crowd starts chanting for Oba, Oba, and then just, shuts them up and all that stuff, and calls Brock Lesnar the conqueror of the rulers. And Paul Heyman calls Obafemi a ruler who doesn't measure up. And then says Brock Lesnar is the true main event and the dominant force. And Paul Heyman says he is the ultimate authority / never mind. Anyway, Brock Lesnar comes out, goes to the ring, but they did show the trademark logos and all that stuff, so I'm not exactly sure what that was about, but yeah. And then Obafemi comes out, mocks Brock Lesnar at the answer room, doing like, ugh. Tries to go in the ring, but Brock Lesnar immediately jumps on Oba, tries to jump from the apron to the thing, but Oba catches him, slamming him to LED ring post, and then when they got started fighting in the ring, Brock Lesnar tries to belly him over his head and through the table, but both men fall through the table, which I don't care because this shot looks way cooler than whatever we saw. And then Oba starts throwing hams at Brock Lesnar. Security pulls them apart, and then Oba jumps on the security, and then the security guards do it again, but Oba jumps on Brock Lesnar, and the security guards pull him back again, and then we see Brock Lesnar throw a chair at Obafemi, hitting a security guard straight in the back of the head. Then Oba throws a chair back at Brock Lesnar, not hitting a security guard this time, but yeah. And that's how the show ends, with them being held back by security. And now let me just tell you, if this was the opening to Raw, I'm actually glad that this closed the show, and what CM Punk said opened the show, because if you ask me, this is way more main event worthy than whatever CM Punk said. Even though what CM Punk said in that promo was absolutely bonkers, but this was an absolute classic Monday Night Raw. And I'm very excited what Friday has in store. And all I can see is either I feel like what I'm seeing right now is a real life tension backstage from WWE to TKO. Because if you guys haven't seen already, it's the part where CM Punk calls out Ari Manuel or whatever his name is. I don't really know. I don't really care either. But TKO CEO, aka Pat McAfee's agent, we're about to lower the ticket sales. That has already been cut out of segments on the internet. So that means that means that it was across the line. So what I'm saying here is that this CM Punk angle and stuff, either this is going to be turned into an angle, or Triple H is sending out his soldiers like CM Punk, like Cody Rhodes, to express their frustrations with TKO sticking their nose into creative, and all that stuff. Or this is going to be turned into an angle where WWE fights against the big, scary management of TKO, which I feel like is an actual thing going on behind the scenes, but I feel like somehow it's already leaking through the TV. It's leaking through the TV screens. CM Punk just said that on live TV. It's already being linked through. So yeah, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem, but I don't care. I'm all here for it. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Have a beautiful rest of the day. See you tomorrow. And put your comment down below what you guys think of this Monday Night Raw. Anyway, have a beautiful rest of the day. See you tomorrow. Bye!